What is up, guys? Welcome to a new video. Just picked up a Ram 3500 truck from a job site in Plant City, Florida, and it's going to around Dallas area in Texas. Used my wheel straps to secure this truck down. I had to get out of that place. It was a work site, so you know, they had a person standing there watching everything I was doing, so couldn't really take my time with recording video and showing you guys everything that I did, but I got a little bit of it. As soon as I make a first stop, I'll show you guys everything that I did with the strapping of the wheels of the truck. I'll check how those straps are on that truck, because that truck is about 8,000 pounds. The strap should be good, because I think each strap is rated for, I think, a little over than 3,000 pounds. But if I feel like I need to, I might throw some chains on it, but I don't think I should. But I'll show you guys whenever I make a stop what we got. It's about a 18.5-hour drive to the destination, and I think it's called Jacksonboro, Texas, around Dallas area. Alright guys, here's what we got. I've got one strap on the front wheel. I took off the little cover plate that covers the bolts because I didn't want this little ring right here to crack it, so I took that off and threw it inside the truck. So we got that, and then on the rear dually wheels I threw a strap over the outer wheel tire. Driven a little bit. These are pretty solid on here. I don't think I'll have to put any chains on, so for now this should be good. Alright guys, let's get this truck off. It's absolutely dirty over here. dropped the load, and I've got a 2-hour drive to my next pickup. Should be there at 4:45. They close at 5. Hoping there's not gonna be any traffic. You never know, Dallas area. Guys, to give you an idea of where I'm driving, it's all gravel road over here. It's just an awful ride. Can't go faster than 15 miles an hour. I remember one time I had a load out of Arizona, and I was using Google Maps instead of trucking maps, and it took me through the forest, and it was all gravel, and it was just all beat up gravel road, and I had to drive 30 miles through the forest, through the gravel road. It took me literally like 2 hours to go through that. That was the worst experience ever. So always make sure to have a trucking map just in case. Hey guys, just made it to the shipper right at 5 o'clock. Lucky these guys waited for me over here. Got 2 little crates here, and we got this monster. I don't know what this is. I don't think this is an AC unit, some kind of a, who knows, compressor or whatever it is. The guy said this thing weighs 9,000 pounds. On the Raycon, they said that this whole load is 14,000 pounds, but he said it should be no more than 10,000. We'll see when I start driving. We'll see what it feels like, and I'll know how heavy it is. Let's get to strapping and chaining. All right, guys, the front chains gave me a little bit of trouble till I figured out how I want to secure it. Here's kind of what I did on the front. I don't know if I should do it pulling it inwards or outwards, but I think this worked out a little bit better. So we'll do the same thing on the rear. I think the rear should be a little bit easier. I don't know why I'm having such a difficult time with this today. Yeah, the rear is much easier than the front was. Alright guys, and 2 crates in the front. I'm just going to do 2 straps on the front one and 1 on the second one. They're not that heavy. It is crazy hot in Texas. It's like 98 today. It's a little bit cooler now because it's late afternoon, early evening. So it's a little bit, I've got a little bit of a breeze. Let's see if I can manage this because I've got a ratchet here. See if I can squeeze this in as well. I know a lot of you guys ask why I twist my straps, and the reason for that is because if there's a long stretch, what I mean by a long stretch is this part right here, and if it's straight like this, it'll vibrate from the wind when you drive. So when you twist it, it doesn't vibrate. I learned that when I was driving a container, one of my first containers I ever drove. I used chains and I threw a couple straps on it, and of course they were vibrating in the wind, and that's when somebody told me you're supposed to twist them. Alright guys, got everything secured. 3 chains, 4 binders, 3 straps. This thing is about 8 or maybe a little bit higher, 8.5 feet tall. Alright guys, Dallas to Springfield, Missouri. Let's go. 30 seconds away from the receiver, and I'm gonna drop this load, get this thing off of the trailer. I'm about 3 hours away from St. Louis. I'm gonna head on over that way and do my reset, visit my parents, and start my week on Monday out of St. Louis. Alright guys, we're getting this thing off the trailer. Yeah, the guy on a crane, he's got a scale. When he lifts it, he can see how much it weighs. So this piece weighs 11,000. That's pretty awesome. Dropped off the load, guys. So heading over to St. Louis now from Springfield, Missouri. It's a 3-hour drive. I'm gonna stay at my parents' house for the weekend and start my journey on Monday out of St. Louis. On the loads, the truck that I picked up in Florida that I dropped off in Texas, that paid $2,100. That was actually less than $2. I think it was right at $1.70 per mile. I was actually really desperate to get out of Florida because we've been searching for a load since Monday. And
your route may be affected by flood warning.
We've been searching for a load since Monday, and until Thursday we were unable to get anything decent to get out of Florida. So this truck was semi-decent, $1.70 per mile, $2,100. That got me out of Florida. And sometimes you got to take these cuts to get out of Florida because Florida is just awful for loads. So I got out of Florida, and I picked up, when I dropped off the truck, I picked up this water chiller with the 2 little crates, and that went to Springfield, Missouri. That paid $1,400 for roughly 420 miles. So that was close to $350 per mile. So that kind of made up for the not so good paying load out of Florida. So not too bad. It's a bad start to this week. Well, the week is over now, so we'll call it a horrible week. But got me out of Florida, and hoping to get a good week next week starting out of St. Louis. Midwest is always better for loads than Florida.